This demo is going to show you how to take a repair item from one store location and transfer the item to a different store location where it gets repaired, and then have that item be returned. This is for people who have more than one subscription to RepairTRAX and are in what we call a multi-store situation. Let's get started. For demo purposes, I created or have two stores. One is called CompuFix, which advertises that we fix any PC or Mac related item, and the other one is called the Apple Patch, which only repairs the Apple related items. If we get a Apple related item at CompuFix, we actually just transfer the repair item and the ticket over to the Apple Patch, where they do all the work, and all the work in their inventory and everything is recorded out of their inventory, and then once they're done they transfer it back. So what you're seeing right here is the CompuFix ticket list, and I'm going to now jump over to the Apple Patch. Hold on. Okay, so now what you're looking at is the Apple Patch store with two existing tickets. This is the store that fixes anything Apple related, and this is where the target is going to be for this repair item that we received at CompuFix. Notice that the Apple Patch has the black theme in order to distinguish between the two stores. Now let's jump back to CompuFix. Okay, so in order to be able to transfer a ticket and a repair item to a different store, you must have logistics turned on. So let's go and see how we do that first. I'm going to go back to the main menu, and since I'm an admin, I'm going to go to the admin area and then click my settings. The logistics option is in the repair preferences section, so I need to scroll down. Notice in the repair preferences section there's an enable logistics setting, and I have it set to yes, which means I can transfer repair items from store to store. Since it's yes, no, obviously the other option is no, we don't have multiple stores and we don't do logistics. Let's look at it. And there she blows. Note that if we choose to set logistics at any one of our multiple stores, every single store subscription will be updated automatically. Okay, so now I'm going to scroll back up, and this is kind of important. In order for any staff member to see multiple stores, they have to be enabled to jump to that store. So let's take a look at our staff settings and set up a new staff member called Joe Delivery that will be able to see both stores. We start by clicking the staff button and then the add new staff option. Okay, so now I'm going to add the Joe Delivery staff member. Down at the bottom is a key item of multi-store management. Every store that you have a subscription for is defined at the bottom of the staff editing section. And here is where you can define whether or not an individual staff member can jump to or see or go to any one of your multi-store locations. Here we only have two stores, and obviously Joe Delivery needs to be able to go to and see or jump to each store. So let's set that up. And then submit to save. Okay, Joe Delivery exists. Awesome. And since we set Joe to be able to jump to or see other stores, he should exist at the other store. Let's take a look and see. Okay, so I alt-tabbed over to the Apple Patch, and I'm going to have to go back to the main menu first. While I'm on the main menu, I thought I'd point out that the logistics button is active because I activated logistics. But what I really want to do is see if Joe Delivery exists here, so let's take a look at our admin section. And then click the staff button, and voila, he exists. Okay, so now let's get ready to transfer a ticket. Here I am now back at CompuFix, but I'm logged in as me, and really want to do is be logged in as Joe Delivery, so let's do that first. It all starts with the switch button. I'll just choose Joe Delivery here, and then enter my password, and perform the switch. Ta-da! Now I am Joe Delivery at CompuFix. RepairTRAX likes to give you a lot of different ways to do the same job to make your life easier. And there are actually 3 ways to transfer a ticket. One is through the logistics button. The other one is through the ticket list drop-down. And the third one is when you're actually viewing the ticket. Let's start with number 2, where we go to the ticket list. Again, CompuFix does not fix iPods, the Apple Patch does, so this is the ticket that we need to transfer. Since I have logistics on, there is a new item in the drop-down called Store Transfer, which is what I want to do. I'm going to select that now. Okay, so this is the shared screen, whether you're using logistics, the ticket list, or when you're actually viewing a ticket. This is the screen that you see when you want to transfer a ticket from A to B or from B to A. Notice that it says it's in-house right now and there's no transfer initiated, so the first thing I need to do is select a new transfer status. Notice that the options are very limited because since there's no transfer initiated, there's really only 2 choices. One is to place the repair item in pickup, meaning Joe Delivery will eventually get to the store and pick it up and move it, or maybe Joe Delivery is already there and you can just say, nope, it's in transit. I picked it up and I put it in transit. Since this is a demo, we're going to first put it in initial pickup so that Joe can later come in and say it's in transit. Let's do that. And then we need to pick the target store where the repair item is going to eventually be transferred to. This demo only shows one store, which is the only available store that you can transfer it to, but there's a lot of clients out there that have multiple stores, and you would pick the appropriate target. And the default is a temporary transfer, which means that the repair item will be serviced elsewhere and then returned. Notice that I did not show it, but the other item is a permanent transfer, meaning nope, the entire repair item and the customer and everything goes back to the target store and eliminated from the origination store. Okay, everything looks good, so let's just submit. The transfer has been updated, so let's go back to the ticket list and see what it looks like. Okay, how cool is this? There's an icon that indicates it's ready for pickup. It's actually an animated GIF that the arrow goes up, but you can't see that in this demo. And then also the item/status is X for ready for pickup. Now let's take a look at the ticket itself and see what that looks like. Since logistics is turned on, there's a new logistics section right at the top of the ticket. Notice that the most recent logistic action is listed first, and that you can also set a new logistic status from within the ticket view. Now let's go see what this ticket looks like at the Target store. Okay, here I am back at the Apple Patch, and it looks like I need to go back to the main menu. And this time I'm going to click the logistics button to see what that looks like. The logistics screen allows you to pick what kind of view you want to see. The default is every single store and every single logistics status. Let's just see what that looks like. Here you can see both of our stores. First at CompuFix there is an outbound ticket in pickup, and there are no inbound tickets coming back to CompuFix. Then at the Apple Patch, which is this store, there are no outbound tickets, yet there are one inbound ticket. It's the same ticket as up above at the CompuFix outbound. Also notice that you can hyperlink the status in order to change the status, or hyperlink the ticket in order to view the ticket. Since we can view this ticket, let's take a peek. Well, look at that. Since the ticket is not at this store, it tells you, caution, this ticket is not at the store, it's at CompuFix. This is to remind people that even though the ticket is inbound and you can view it, that the ticket is not yet arrived. In the same manner, let's see what our open tickets look like at this time. Since the ticket is inbound in pickup over at CompuFix, the ticket does not show up yet, which makes sense. Now let's see what it looks like when Joe's ready to pick up that ticket and change it to being in transit. Okay, technically we're back to the screen at CompuFix that we left just a little bit ago, but quite frankly, Joe Delivery is probably going to walk into the store from scratch and then see what he needs to do. So let's go back to the main menu and start from there. So here's Joe at the store. He just came in and he's going to check his logistics. Again, you have lots of options, so let's take a look at those. I know I'm repeating myself, but the stores that Joe Delivery sees are the stores that he's able to jump to. If you don't have Joe enabled to jump to all the stores, this store list will change. And here's a more detailed view of the different views you can choose, but Joe's going to just choose all views at this time. Joe sees right away that at this store, at CompuFix, there is an item in pickup that he needs to grab. So what's he going to do? He's going to change the status. Notice that now the new status transfer values can either be cancel, which means forget it, I'm not going to pick this up and take it anywhere, or I'm going to convert it to in transit. So that's the one he's going to select. He then clicks submit to update the status. Looks to me like the status has been updated, so let's check out logistics again. Okay, looks right. CompuFix has an outbound ticket in transit, and the Apple Patch has an inbound ticket in transit. It's the same ticket. Imagine that. Let's take a peek at the ticket list to see what that looks like now. Notice that the ticket with the iPod is now gone, which makes sense because the item has been removed from the store. Also notice that the status has any status with the parentheses in-house. The in-house shows up if you have logistics on, because now you need to know whether or not the ticket's in-house or not. With that said, there are new statuses, all logistic based, that are available for you. Let's take a look. Notice down at the bottom there's logistics, so I need to scroll down, so hold on. Sorry, this demo doesn't show all of them, but there's actually 6. There's outbound pickup ready, outbound in transit, outbound delivered, and then inbound pickup ready, inbound in transit, and inbound delivered. I'm going to take a look at the outbound in transit tickets to see what I see. And then click the Go button to update my view. And looky there. There is our in-transit ticket. The status icon on the far left is actually an animated GIF where the arrows go boop, 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 boop. And it is in transit from here. Okay, so now Joe is driving across town to the Apple Patch. What I'm going to do here, though, is just jump to the Apple Patch as Joe. So let's do that. Okay, so now I'm Joe Delivery at the Apple Patch, and I'm going to click Logistics because I just got in and it's time to set this item as delivered. This looks familiar. I'm going to click on the current status. Notice that the transfer log history shows again the most recent listed first, and it's highlighted in yellow, which indicates that it's in transit to this location, and I'm going to use the drop-down box to just indicate it as being delivered. Click Submit to save. And if I go back to the ticket view, I should be able to see that this ticket exists at this store. Let's see. And there she blows. Look at the new icon, which indicates that this was a transferred ticket that has to be returned. You'll see this icon on all of its work status values until it's ready to be transferred back. Now let's take a look at this ticket. As expected, the logistics has been updated. The most recent item is highlighted in yellow and listed at the top as delivered, which is what we expected. Okay, so now we're in the twilight zone, and what I mean by that is I'm going to turn off the recording, do a whole bunch of work on this ticket, add some parts to the ticket, etc., 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 and then all of a sudden come back to right here and continue on with the demo. Okay, parts have been added, the work log's been updated, it says work is complete, and now I'm going to set the new status to a ready for pickup again. But this time I'm going to be using the ticket view new status button right here. Again, this looks familiar. I'm going to put it in return pickup and click submit. and then see what my ticket list looks like now. Well, this kind of looks familiar. There's the animated GIF on the left and the status value of X for ready for pickup, which Joe Delivery is pretty much used to seeing. Now I'm going to pretend that Joe just came into the shop, so I'm going to go back to the main menu. Okay, and then I'm going to click the logistics button and set the item as in transit again. Notice that the logistics history is always maintained for everyone's reference. I set it to in transit again, and I need to hit submit to update. And let's see how our logistics look now. Pretty much as expected. I do want to say that whenever it's in transit, there's parentheses around the current location. That's the location where the service item originated from just prior to the transit. Since the item is in transit, our ticket list view should be different. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down to the logistics section and again click outbound in transit. And click the go button to update my view. And here's the view. Notice that the status icon is a animated GIF with the arrow pointing towards the left, meaning it's in transit from here. And if I view the ticket itself, again, I see the caution sign because this ticket really isn't at this store anymore. It's basically targeted back to CompuFix. Okay, we're almost done. Joe's traveling across town and he's almost back to CompuFix, so let's see how he takes the return delivery. Here we are at CompuFix and we're going to click the logistics button to get started. This time, Joe Delivery is going to just select the view of this store. And then click submit to get the view. Notice the view only shows this store, CompuFix. There's no outbound tickets and there's one inbound ticket. Joe's going to click on the status to make an update. The transfer history log looks correct with the most recent one highlighted, but he's going to change it from in transit to returned. And then click submit to update the change. This ticket should now be back at CompuFix, so let's take a look. There it is, as expected. It looks like the status is work complete. Let's go ahead and set this as closed, ready for payment. Since this ticket was transferred out and back in, there is a logistics history which is shown. The last one is the returned, which is highlighted in yellow. I'm going to scroll down a bit. I want to set this ticket as closed, ready for payment, so I need to add to the work log. Let's do that. Submit to save. Okay, so this ticket should now be in the pickup listing, so let's go there and take a look. Now let's see what this ticket looks like if you're going to print it. Logistics are not printed, so let's just take a look. Notice that the logistics section is not visible, but the rest of the ticket is, as shown here when I scroll down a bit. Alright, that's it. That's the demo. Have a good day.